Kevin, we're a few weeks away from the 2024 Royal Rumble. You'll be there in St. Petersburg, the third most dangerous city in Florida. And your big Roman Reigns, World, Undisputed, Universal, WWE, Finish the Story Championship match is going to be Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles versus LA Knight versus Randy Orton. There was the big SmackDown main event, pal, the triple threat, ended up being a Bloodline beat up. Nick Aldis tells Paul Heyman, tell your boy it's going to be a fatal four-way. Ha ha ha. Paul Heyman's face is like, he's shocked to close SmackDown. Kevin, you'll be there. I want your thoughts. How do you feel?
I wonder if that was the same face that Paul Heyman made when he realized that he couldn't pay Tommy Dreamer and Bubba Ray Dudley at the end of ECW. I don't know. So, now with all that being said, bro, the one PLE that I go to, right? I've been to one PLE since WrestleMania 37, and it's the Royal Rumble in St. Petersburg, and I get a fatal four-way match for Roman Reigns. Like, there's so many problems with this. The first one being, like, two of these three guys that are challenging for the title should have been in the Royal Rumble. How are you gonna have a Royal Rumble without LA Knight and Randy Orton? Like, those are two of the fan favorites, you know. That doesn't make any sense to me. You're taking two of the biggest stars out of the match to put him in some meaningless fatal four-way match. Now Roman Reigns is gonna be he's gonna be screaming at patrons in St. Petersburg. He's gonna be screaming at me in the crowd, pal, while putting three other grown men in a headlock for 15-20 minutes until Solo Sikoa comes out. Boom, super kick to Randy Orton. Boom, super kick to LA Knight. Oh, the referee's down, pal. Oh my God, AJ Styles gets killed by another cousin. We need to take up three people for this, you know, just to watch Roman have a headlock fest.
Yeah, what I will say, personally, I like it because it's a different dynamic. If this was just Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, and it was 20 minutes of Roman Reigns headlocking Randy Orton, Bloodline cheating, referee bump, Roman retains through BS, I'd be like, what's the point? I do agree, though. I think LA Knight should be in the Royal Rumble. Even if he does double duty, I think that would work, potentially. But yeah, pal, I'm going to be watching Roman Reigns versus The Rock. When I go to the Elimination Chamber, you're going to be watching this fatal four-way. How does that make you feel?
It's extremely upsetting, honestly. It's very upsetting. I just wanted to see Roman versus AJ Styles, or Roman versus LA Knight one-on-one, or Roman versus Randy Orton. I was looking forward to seeing LA Knight in the match. Maybe he'll still be in the match. Maybe. Who knows? But, yeah, it's a bit of a letdown, I would say. I'm not a big fan of multi-man matches. I was forced, against my will, to watch a multi-man match at WrestleMania 37 in Tampa, Florida, pal. We had to watch Bryan Danielson. Oh, I'm going to wrestle you over here, pal. I'm going to wrestle you over here in the back. I'm going to wrestle you in catering. We got to watch that whole shtick play out.
It's funny you mentioned that, because that match, Kevin, so that was the triple threat at WrestleMania 37. You were in the building for, as you're saying, with Bryan Danielson and Edge. In my honest opinion, the only way this works at the Royal Rumble with Roman Reigns and the three other guys is if Roman Reigns smashes, stacks, and pins all three of them at this point. Because he hasn't had a convincing win like that in about 2 years. He needs something that's really like, oh, wow. You know, and what's your alternative here? Like, are they just going to have this match here, Kevin? 20 minutes, as you say. Roman Reigns he's headlocking Styles. He's barking at the front row. You know, he's like, oh, the big dog. He's like doing this. And he's headlocking. Like, is that your alternative? I think because it's fatal four-way, Reigns needs to stack and pin all three of them, which is that a great decision to stack and pin LA Knight and Randy Orton and stuff?
No,
is it
not great.
No,
that's not a
it's
good
not.
look.
If you're going to do a fatal four-way, pal, I will address this. Paul Heyman's promo was hilarious.
Yeah.
This line Paul Heyman did, one, his delivery was fantastic, but he says this line verbatim: Rock, Cody, the entire roster, tonight, Orton, Styles, and LA Knight, they're all desperate to be smashed by Roman Reigns. I'm like, this is just the funniest dialogue. But yeah, Kevin, I honestly think, my personal opinion, I think this should have been Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, personally. I think that's a great match for the Royal Rumble. We haven't seen that in like 8 years. It'd be a great one-on-one match. And then Orton and LA Knight come in the Royal Rumble. I think that would have worked. But nonetheless, this furthers this whole Nick Aldis hates the Bloodline storyline. So I get that. But, you know, there you go, pal.
Yeah, that's what we need, pal. So, is there anything you want to say about Roman Reigns, pal?
Yeah, I'd like to address this. Now I'm not gonna apologize for any of my takes regarding in 2023 Roman Reigns not being there enough, not doing his job. I don't apologize for him being 14th in the 2023 top 25. That was a very valid ranking. I know Art Carter didn't have him in the top 25, so shout out Art. I don't apologize for any of that, or me saying that Roman Reigns, as the face of the company, should at least do a vignette promo or a segment. None of that. What I will say is this: with Roman Reigns back, clearly there's a bit more of an MO for him to be there pretty much every week now this WrestleMania season. This feels different to last year, Kevin. Last year, Roman showed up about 4 times during WrestleMania season on TV. This year, he's already appeared basically like twice last couple of weeks. What I will say is this: WWE having him compete at the Royal Rumble in this fatal 4-way match, which is clearly going to win, obviously. They're having him compete at Elimination Chamber against The Rock. That's clearly what's happening. And he's going to lose the title at WrestleMania to Cody. So with that final end of it, when that's how they end the run, I'm going to say officially, this will be the night after WrestleMania once this happens. I'm not officially apologizing yet, pal, because there could still be political chess. But if WWE goes through with the fatal 4-way, I get to watch a match versus The Rock, pal, in Australia, and then Cody finishes the story at WrestleMania and dethrones him. That's a fantastic end to the reign. I'd like, if that happens, to officially apologize to Roman Reigns, officially apologize to Paul Levesque, because they finished the story. They know better than I do, pal. I'm just a fickle fan. What do I know? Ha ha ha. If that's what's happened. But if there's some BS, if Rock versus Roman happens at WrestleMania, the Rock clearly wins. Sorry, Roman clearly wins. They end up doing like Punk versus Roman for the title at SummerSlam. Roman holds the belt for like 3 more years. Cody never finishes the story. We get like documentaries made in 5 years, like the rise and fall of Cody Rhodes, how he was at the top of his game, and he was like the biggest victim of political chess in 25 years in wrestling.
Oh my God.
If that's the direction it goes down, no, I will not apologize. But the direction it looks like they're going, as I just said, I will formally apologize to Roman Reigns officially the night after WrestleMania if that happens.
Well, I mean, the direction couldn't be any clearer. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes are friends. They're a tag team. They're allies. Jey Uso's clearly gonna turn on Cody and realign with the Bloodline and help Roman keep the title. Like it's right there in front of you, pal. You're just in denial of Paul Levesque is putting it there on a silver platter, telling you this is what I'm going to do at WrestleMania 40. I'm going to write on a piece of paper. I should get my notebook. I'm gonna write on a piece of paper. Roman Reigns defeats Cody with the help of Jey Uso.
Kevin, I'll say this.
That's been set in stone since Jey and Cody won the tag team titles. I'll say that. Go ahead.
WrestleMania 10 ends with Bret Hart having his big moment. He wins the championship. There's wrestlers out there celebrating. Bret Hart's crying. WrestleMania 20
hold on.
ends.
Can I debunk this?
Yes.
WrestleMania 10 ended that way because Terry Bollea admitted publicly that he does steroids, and he got steroids from Vince and Kenny McMahon. So Vince and Kenny McMahon had to put the title on a smaller wrestler for good PR at WrestleMania 20. Go ahead.
Not the point. The point is what happened at the end of WrestleMania 10. WrestleMania
10,
20.
sorry, yeah.
WrestleMania 20, CB wins the World Heavyweight Championship. He's got the world title belt. He's crying there. There's confetti. It's the greatest moment in wrestling until 3 years later when he couldn't even show it or talk about it anymore. There was that.
Can I debunk that?
Go for it.
That only happened because Brock Lesnar decided to go play football for the Minnesota Vikings and leave WWE.
As well, and this is a great discussion we can have now as well. Superkick Studios did a video 2 days ago as of right now, but it was like a week ago by the time you guys watch this. The butterfly effect that changed wrestling. It was about how day 1, 2022, Roman Reigns got the CV, pal. He got the cough, and they couldn't do the match with Brock Lesnar where he probably would have lost the title. And Superkick was saying, like, this is the butterfly effect. As you're saying here, as we're discussing, everything in wrestling is a butterfly effect. Because Hogan this and the steroids, this happened. Because Brock this, Goldberg this, butterfly effect. I'm about to use the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 example. That was only because CM Punk walked out. Everything's a butterfly effect in wrestling. The last 50 years of wrestling is just the butterfly effect. If the Iron Sheik broke Hulk Hogan's leg, WrestleMania never happens. You know, like, it's all this stuff. You know, if the Montreal Screwjob never happens, we're probably watching, like, Candido and whatever running around, the artist formerly known as Prince IK and WCW. We're watching that instead of Monday Night Raw, probably. Like, all this stuff, pal. You know, so I watched that video and thought, yeah, Roman Reigns, COVID, that match didn't happen. But super kick. That's not the only butterfly effect that's happened in the last 5 years. There's so many more butterflies. Wrestling is the butterfly effect. That's what this is, pal. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, pal.
And the thing is, there is no butterfly effect. You already said at WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan wins because CM Punk decided to walk out. That would have been CM Punk's main event if he was there. There is the butterfly effect here at WrestleMania 40. The story is right there in front of your face. As I said, Paul Levesque is handing it to you. Jey Uso is going to realign with the Bloodline, and the crowd will go home happy. Millions and millions of Roman Reigns fans will turn off the Peacock Network, pal, and they'll be happy. And we collectively, as a podcast, and all of our viewers can go to sleep happy, knowing that Roman Reigns is going to surpass the evil Hulk Hogan's WWE title record. And yeah, that's all I got to say to that, pal.
Kevin, what I will say, that would be the worst possible WrestleMania ending. You could not script a worse WrestleMania ending than Cody for the second year in a row getting politically screwed because he's not Samoan. Because 6 years ago in AEW, he sledgehammered a throne to make a cool double or nothing entrance. If he's still getting punished 5 years later, even though he's getting paid $10 million in this new deal from Nick Khan, even though he has a tour bus, if he's still getting punished for sledgehammering a throne 5 years ago and having Paul Levesque write on a piece of paper, Jey Uso runs down, double crosses Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 40 ends with Jey Uso and the Samoans all hugging in the middle of the ring, laughing because they've just finished the story on Cody Rhodes. Kevin, I would be done. I would not watch Raw the next night. Right. I would stop doing this podcast because what's the point? It would feel pointless. Year after year after year after year, that would do nothing for Roman Reigns' legacy. That Kevin, I'm sure the match would be pretty good for 25 minutes, but just like the WrestleMania 39 main event, that ending would taint it. Kevin, if Cody won WrestleMania 39, everyone said it's a 5-star match, the best match in Roman Reigns' WrestleMania career ever. That was the best match for Cody. It would have got so much more praise. Instead, it was a pretty good match, just that the ending ruined it. If that happens this year, Kevin, if Jey Uso runs down, he's looking at Roman Reigns, he's on the ground. Roman's like, please. Roman's sobbing, I love you. And Jey turns to Cody, super kicks him again, splash, Roman Reigns, 3 spears, and Cody's done. Kevin, that'd be the end of Elite Heat.
I mean, you already booked it, pal. That's exactly how Triple H is gonna have the performers execute his vision, pal. That's exactly word for word verbatim how it's gonna go down. You know, like Roman and Cody, like Cody's gonna hit Roman with 17 crossroads. Roman's gonna be a bloody mess, pal. Cody's gonna pin him. Roman's gonna kick out at 2 9/10. Cody's gonna be crying what do I gotta do to put this Samoan man away? What do I gotta do? It took 17 crossroads, pal. And then, oh my God, Jey Uso's here. Yes, my buddy Jey is here. Come on, Jey. Come on. Fend off Solo Sikoa. Come on, Jey. And then Jey looks at Cody. It's just yep, super kick. He's gonna super kick him, and Cody's gonna turn around and walk into a spear, pal. We get the super kick spear combo. And that's how we're going to go off the air. Roman and the Bloodline are going to be hugging Kevin Hart. They're going to be hugging Kevin Hart and Joel Embiid at ringside.
Kevin, that would be worse political chess than the WrestleMania 9 ending where Hogan came down and booked himself to squash the world champion and pin him in 20 seconds and win the belt. That would be truly awful. Kevin, the fact of the matter is this, and maybe this is a part of this long-term storytelling, and maybe I just don't see the vision, pal. Maybe this is masterful, magical. This will get videos from Superkick Studios and all our buddies in 5 years' time about how cinematic it was, how Jey Uso pinned Roman Reigns in the Bloodline Civil War at Money in the Bank in London in 2023, and then he came back to cost Cody Rhodes, and then Roman Reigns had the SummerSlam match against CM Punk, pal, for the title, and then he overtook Hulk Hogan's record, and if that's the direction for 2024, it just what's the point? That's probably what's going to happen as well. Triple H is going, look, Cody makes enough money. He's got his tour bus. He sledgehammered a throne to try and mock me 5 years ago. He's not going to win the title. Probably. Kevin, the more you say it, the more it's going to happen. Kevin, if that happens, I will never apologize to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns doesn't deserve an apology. If that happens, Kevin, that ending you described, Roman Reigns will drop in my all-time rankings. Another WrestleMania main event that does nothing for anyone in that case. Jey Uso just costs Cody Rhodes. Wow, what a way to end your 40th WrestleMania. Yeah. Jey Uso hugging Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. Who cares?
And Kevin Hart, pal.
What?
He's going to be hugging Kevin Hart, too. Don't forget. Kevin Hart's going to be in the middle, pal. Roman's kids are gonna come out, pal. We got Roman and his wife, his 5 kids from Pensacola. You're gonna have, Naomi's gonna be there, their kids, the Usos' kids, Solo Sikoa, his kids, his wife, the whole Bloodline family, pal. Bring out Alpha and Sika, pal. Bring them all out. The Bloodline family's gonna be hugging Kevin Hart, pal. We have confetti coming down. Michael Cole's gonna be like, "This is the most magical moment since America on Bourbon Street."
I'm just imagining that because, pal, obviously, what just so clearly should happen, what makes logical sense, you have your top star, babyface star of the company is having the big moment with confetti, the career moment.
Yeah, Jey Uso. The top babyface. Jey Uso's having his career moment. Turning heel.
As I was saying, you got, the Cody is the magical moment that is just like he needs for his career to certify, to stamp him as the guy, the senior of this generation, the top star, the top babyface. That's what he should do. Instead, as you're saying, it'll be Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Sikoa, Roman, Rikishi, Arthur, Sika, Nia Jax, Kevin Hart, The Rock. The Rock will be involved in this double cross. Yeah, they'll all be in the ring, worshipping Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him. Acknowledge him. Roman Reigns will be standing there with his belt, with Michael Cole's screaming, 1,400 days, longer than Pedro Morales, longer than Don Morocco, longer than Kofi Kingston and Big E's reigns. Like, you'll have Michael Cole screaming. Kevin, that would be the worst WrestleMania ending ever. If that goes down at WrestleMania 40.
All right, pal, you ready to get to the